Okay.
I'll be very happy to say something. I'm glad that this day is here for my father. I'm sure he'll have a really good time. Sometime when he looks back, I'll tell you, he was a tremendous example of a father and a husband. So hopefully, all of us learned one thing. That was what the boys all learned from him.
Yeah.
So we're very, very pleased with it.
That's good.
Thanks.
Good. Any story? Any one particular story you want to bring up?
I think my favorite story with my father, every Sunday he would always take us fishing. And Uncle Art will say something about that later. And when I was a kid, and I was the oldest, he took me out with an uncle of ours, and we were fishing. He had a bunch of fish on a stringer, and I kept putting the fish out in the stream because I wasn't catching any, and pulling these fish back into the stringer. And after about 5 or 6 times, those fish went down that creek, and to see him running down there after, I never caught them, but he still kept taking us out fishing even after that. So my favorite story is
That's great. That's a good one. All right, thanks, Al.
One thing I remember from when we were able to walk that I was happy to have learned something I can do up through my 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah.
I appreciated learning how to fish from him. Ever since
Have you taught your kids?
he took 4 boys out fishing on the rural streams and give them all the credit in the world because I have 3 boys and I have a hard time taking the 3 out.
Yeah.
They were 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I know. My dad took us, my favorite place he used to take us to all had to do with history because he would take us to the museum every Christmas, and I do it with my kids now because I loved it. I loved going. Dad appreciates this. Everybody knows antiques and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he would take, Anna and I were the ones that got dragged to the flea markets. Those things were fun.
Yeah, that's fun. What do you get about China dolls?
He bought us China dolls when we were little girls at one of the antique shows. I remember that. Remember, it was miserable, cold, and rainy, Fran.
Did you get to play with them, or was it only just to look at?
No, we got them playing. We played music. I still have mine. You probably still have yours.
Yeah. Was he the kind of dad that lets you play with your toys, or do you put them away? Like my dad, when we got new toys, he would like, okay, play with it 5 minutes, and be like, shovel it, put it away.
No,
Just, you get to play.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, he would.
Dad expected you to play on him.
Oh, that's good.
That's what
He did.
I remember.
Well done, Dad.
Why he would have his head on the footstool, napping in front of the TV after work. We would have the toys by him, playing either on him or directly next to him.
That's nice.
So that was always fun because he was always home when we came home after.
That's true because he starts really early.
Yeah,
He started really early.
My mom was always there. She'd always have a snack or something, so we'd take it, and then my dad would be right in the TV room. So he'd either be out like doing something in the garden, or he'd be inside with us if it was middle of winter. So.
Oh, I didn't know they like gardening. Oh, that's nice.
Oh my God.
Gardening?
You like gardening?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did any of the kids tell you yet?
No.
Our backyard when we were little was, for a little while it was a small garden, then the garden grew until they had to have a farmer come down with a tractor and plow the whole backyard was a garden, and you couldn't.
The whole backyard.
Wow.
Because we would use our grandmothers who lived next door to play in.
Oh,
Because our yard was the garden.
Wait, so what did he grow? Like vegetables and stuff, or?
Tons of tomatoes. Tons.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes at the end of the summer when they would be green, but it would be frost, so we would go and we'd get all the green tomatoes. Remember that? You'd have the bushel basket of tomatoes. You'd be collecting all the green tomatoes.
Nice.
What else did he have? He had a lot of everything, didn't he? Zucchini, tons of zucchini.
No, not flowers, just all vegetables, like stuff that you can actually use. Oh, that's good. You guys used it for your meals all the time.
Oh yeah, and they I remember the corn they would grow. That we had a kitchen in the basement.
Oh.
Oh yes,
That's a big thing. He goes, oh, you see that?
Kitchen in the basement?
Families with a kitchen in the basement.
Well, it's because it's the coolest or something?
So you could still cook that in the basement. So we had a kitchen in the basement, and they would boil the corn, and they'd have this little corn shucker. They'd shuck the corn, they'd freeze it in plastic bags with like a little pat of butter or something. So then when you wanted corn in the middle of the winter, you could take it and stick it like in the microwave and have like fresh corn.
That's nice.
It was my brother Joe's favorite thing. I can't believe he didn't say anything about the corn.
Well, I got them on the spot too. So,
I was gonna say because he loved afterwards he'd kind of like suck on the corn cobs because there was still like all the sweet stuff left on the corn. Because my dad was always the one out there trying to get you to eat something raw, and
just try
as
it.
a kid you thought it was disgusting.
Yeah.
So come and eat a raw pepper. And thanks, Dad.
Their favorite joke was to tell anybody's friend that came over that the onions were Italian apples. Try it, I don't like it.
Yeah. Or
Well, some of them were sweet. Yeah.
It's a sweet pepper. Remember, it'd burn if you touched it extra high. It'd be one of those kind. It's a sweet pepper, and you burn your mouth. That was funny.
That's right. Thank you very much.
It was with me the first time I shot my first buck, my one and only buck. I shot it,
the buck went down, but it wasn't dead. So I tried to shoot it again, but the buck was moving. I tried to shoot it again, I missed again. I shot again, I missed again. Finally, I walked up and killed the buck. My father comes up about 5 minutes later when I'm field dressing the deer and says, "Congratulations," gives me a hug, says, "First deer, way to go, very nice job." He goes, "But I got one question, did the buck have a gun too?" Because I heard all these shots. So that's my story about father and hunting.
Oh, that's good. All right, thanks.
Here's some of my favorite Nickisms.
Okay.
Growing up, we heard a lot of different expressions. One of my favorites was, "I wish I could shit as fast as you could cry," which of course only made you cry harder and louder.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one. That one, and if I wished for something, it was, "You can wish in one hand and shit in the other," and I'll tell you which one was going to fill up faster. I was also told, "You're so full of shit, your eyes are brown." There's a lot of shitting. You couldn't make up your mind, it was shit or get off the pot.
We told about our trips to Binghamton today. Did anybody do like our trips to Binghamton with Dad? Our famous trips to Binghamton, that was always fun. Depending on what condition everybody was in on the drive there, how much fun it was.